Here's why dating is so hard in your 30s.
The audacity of men.
This is probably why I'm 34 and single.
I hate the concept of dating.
Over 30s club.
Nobody talks about how hard it is dating in your 30s.
Another one of my Arizona dating fails.
This 32-year-old is sick of dating.
It's bloody mental dating in your 40s.
I cannot stand this shit.
Dating is so hard in your 30s.
Tell me why it still hurts.
This was officially my last straw.
What is going on about dating after 40?
Last time I was single, I was 24 and the dating pool was everyone.
I've been asked on 5 dates and none of them came through.
Like, I'm tired of begging or proving.
A fucking granny. That's what some man just called me on a dating app.
Dating in your mid-30s is wild.
I went on my first date of 2025 just last week, which I know is completely unacceptable and ridiculous.
I'm a 30-year-old trying to date, and it's just painful.
I'm 31 years old, and I don't have a boyfriend.
I grew up believing in soulmates, and now I'm just believing in people you can tolerate.
Sometimes I just think I'm kind of like screwed with dating because I grew up with a dad that anytime that we are walking on the sidewalk, it's either me or my mom, he pushes us to the inside and says the car has to hit me first. And when guys don't know that, ick, immediately.
It's so funny to me when women in their 30s or 40s talk about icks.
So you know what's the worst part of dating when you're 31 is that either all the good ones are married, happy for
By the way, guys, if you're wondering, I ran out of energy drinks, so I'm drinking coffee.
you guys. But then you have this pool of guys that's either gay or they're just not worth it. So now with dating, it's just like, you know what? I'm here, take it or leave it. If you don't see the material, if you can't see the material, then it's fine.
Someone just asked me how is dating in LA, and my short answer is that I've been asked on 5 dates and none of them came through. Either they ghosted me or they never followed up.
I think the reason that people in their 30s are struggling to date is because to love someone wholeheartedly requires a certain level of naivety and delusion that we just do not have anymore because it's been trashed.
Okay, ma'am, and why do you think it has been trashed? It's because you've dated so many guys. It's because you've been with so many guys that you struggle to find love, to fall in love. That's why men want younger women.
Okay, at this point in the dating world, I think I'm just gonna start dating guys that are like 5 years younger than me because they'll probably treat me like a queen and be obsessed with me.
I'm a mommy.
No, ma'am, they will be obsessed with having sex with you.
Mommy?
I'm a mom.
Mamacita.
No, I'm a mommy.
A mom of what? A dog?
I have a daughter.
Like in
He can't even believe it, guys.
real life?
Yeah.
Like a daughter, like a real baby?
Yeah, like a human child.
I feel like no one talks about this, but I can't be the only one where you're just in this place where you feel a little stuck between wanting to focus on yourself, but feeling like you're 30 and you need to be out there dating or else you're wasting time.
After you ask them if they're single, ask them their living situation. I just had to end something with someone that I actually liked because in all of our conversations, which we had a lot of them, he failed to tell me that he was cohabitating with the mother of his child.
So I recently started dating again, and I've been learning about the feminine and masculine energy principles. Obviously I'm in my feminine, so I'm looking for a guy in his masculine. And in learning all this, I have discovered the absolute ickiest thing ever, in my opinion, is men in their feminine energy.
So I have a...
Yes, ma'am, it's the same with men. That's why we don't like loud, obnoxious, masculine women. We want a feminine woman. We don't want to be with another man.
Date this evening. Second date. First one was fine. The thing is, he was really fit. And probably a nice guy, and probably on paper exactly what I need, but
he was too boring.
It's the whole having to get to know someone. I'd rather be sitting at home watching Love Island, to be honest with you. But tonight's the second date, so I'm hoping we find out if he's got a personality or not. Wish me luck.
How do you say on paper he's perfect, but you don't know if he has a personality or not? How do you say that on paper he's perfect, but you would rather be at home alone watching Love Island? She likes the drama. All women, guys, this is a very big red flag. If your woman or the woman that you're seeing likes to watch Love Island, it's because she likes the drama that she sees on Love Island.
So I went on a date last week with someone who said on their profile that they were 41, and in fact they were actually 47. Then I just turned on Rhea today, one of my dating apps, and I have got like a million 27-year-olds coming at me. Like a million of them. Like I could be dating the daddies and the babies. Like what is going on? Where are all the normal, good men, the mid to late 30s? Where are they?
They're looking for younger women, ma'am. That's why you only attract older guys or young guys that just want to have sex. How do women not understand this?
If you're a woman in your 30s and
Okay.
you're dating for marriage and a long-term commitment, what is the most
Okay.
frustrating part of dating for you? For me, it was probably feeling really overwhelmed and frustrated with the apps because I was getting a lot of matches, but wasn't necessarily meeting a lot of people that I was aligned with in terms of what I wanted out of a relationship.
Okay, ma'am, now think about the guys. The majority of guys don't even get any matches to be angry about. You're getting matches, but you don't like the matches you're getting. Guys don't even get matches. But they never think from our perspective. It's all about them.
And who I was looking for in a partner. So it felt like a waste of time when every day I had so many matches to sort through, and it felt like I needed to
Oh my God. Feel sorry for me because I have so many matches, but they're not what I want.
1-900-9099-CRY.
to compromise on what I was looking for to even find someone to go out with.
Going through dating apps at 31 is so funny because I'm so much more picky, and you would think it should be the other way around, but it's like, don't want children, oh, then what's the point in wasting my time with you then? Or don't drink. That does put me off. Don't know if I should admit that, but that does. And then I'm like, oh no, I want to be able to have a drink with someone sometimes. It's fun.
As I told you before, guys, they're delusional. They're aging. They don't bring as much value in the sexual marketplace, but they have higher standards.
I would be way more lenient when I was younger, and now I'm just like, oh no.
Okay, ma'am, you said it yourself. You were different when you were younger. You didn't have such high standards. So why would a man want to date you when he can date a younger woman? The only men that would want to date you are men that can't date younger women. So they don't have any choice.
No. What's the point? What's the point wasting my time? Because I know I'm not going to like you for this one specific reason, so what's the point?
I'm still off the dating apps, okay? And I got a DM the other day from a guy, and this is what he came out with. I guess, what are you up to? What are you up to? Not even like, hey, found you here, or no, just what are you up to?
Guys, it doesn't matter what you write. If you're hot enough, they will always answer. Always. You don't have to have some witty comeback. You don't have to have some witty first comment. It doesn't matter.
So then I told him, all he said back was, come see me. Come see me. Like, come see you where? Like, I don't know anything about you.
It doesn't matter. It's clear that guy has a lot of options, and that's how he talks to most women.
So chivalry is dead. And I just think men just don't even bother to ask questions. They feel like they don't even need to anymore, that the girl is just going to come to them. So
Yes, and why do you think they believe that? It's because their own experiences shows them that it's that easy. Maybe not with you, but with other women. So why would he bother with you? Why would he bother asking questions about you? Because he doesn't care. He wants to sleep with you and that's it.
Thank you. Come again.
Probably why I'm 34 and single. I don't like my eaten. If I'm in love with a guy, like maybe.
Yeah.
I'd dabble.
I don't know if I would because like I worked for a nonprofit in South America and I got tapeworms and salmonella and I'm like, I don't like I already had that experience done to my body. Like I don't need to eat to get sick, you know?
Imagine like trying to eat someone's and there's like a worm coming out.
You just
Yeah, we're just going to skip this video because it's very strange.
That guy was one of the probably the nicest guys I've ever been on a date with. He touched me a couple times. He asked me about my
You know, when a woman from the start says he was so nice, it didn't go well, guys. It didn't. Women don't like the nice guy.
dog, and I started crying, and he like grabbed my hand, and that felt really nice. I felt kind of comforted by him, and I felt like I was in the presence of a really quality person, but I just didn't feel any romantic spark. We had this
Exactly what I told you guys. They don't like the nice guys.
nice hug at the end. It was like, yeah, it was just a really nice hug. I was like, oh, I needed a hug. I think I'm in my luteal phase because there was another time, I can't remember what we were talking about, and I almost started crying again, sitting there talking to him.
Why would you want to go on a date with a woman that starts crying during the date? Why? How much of a simp do you have to be?
I was able to keep it in because I didn't want to make him feel like I'm a crazy crying lady, even though I probably am a crazy crying lady. So I think I must be in my luteal phase. I don't really know what that means, to be honest. But that's what people say on my videos when I'm crying. They say...
She talks about stuff that she doesn't even understand. Ma'am, it's not that hard to Google the word. It takes you 30 seconds. From the start, why would you want to date a woman like this? Because you know everything she hears, she will repeat to you even if it's correct or not, because she's not the kind of person that will search for anything to see if it's true. And these kinds of women vote.
So I have not even been on a date with this man.
Okay.
And last night, he texted me after working both of my jobs and being a parent yesterday.
Okay, so she's a single mother, okay.
He texted me and said, if this is gonna work, I need to do better with my texting.
This is why I told you guys stay away from single mothers. They don't have time for you and you're not a priority to them.
Pardon? Excusez-moi? Aka fucking excuse me? My brother in Christ. You drink Mountain Dew and fall asleep with a Zen pack in. It ain't gonna work.
Yeah, we're just going to skip this video because she's very annoying, very annoying.
I think the most frustrating thing about dating right now is not feeling like I'm getting rejected. I fully do believe in the taxi cab theory. It doesn't matter how amazing this girl is, if a man is not ready to settle down, like it's not gonna work out.
True.
But as soon as he's ready, that first girl that's there, that's who he's gonna be with.
No, ma'am, only a simp would do that. A guy that really wants to be happy and wants to have a family and doesn't want to get divorced will look and will search for the right woman, will look for the red flags. You don't just settle or you marry the first woman that you see. This is how many men end up divorcing. This is how. Because they fall in love with the first woman they see. It's so stupid. Only simps do that.
But what's frustrating to me is the fact that that's the one that you get a connection with. That's the one that you feel connected to, is the one that he's not ready. So honestly, nothing to do with me. That's fine. It's just that's the one that I had the connection with. And the one that I have zero connection with is fully in and wanting a relationship.
You always want the man that you can't have. The more hesitant he is, the more cold he is with you, the more he tells you he doesn't want a relationship, he's not ready for a relationship, the more that you are attracted to him. People in general, and it's because of psychology, people in general want what they can't have.
I recently started dating and all my friends were like,
Okay.
just have fun.
fun. Don't take it seriously. Like, just have fun. Just have fun. Not take it seriously. I'm sorry. Who are you, women? I am checking to see if his last name works with my first name, if my monogram is weird, or if it'll look okay on a hand towel. I'm logistically trying to figure out, like, how do I get to your city? Where are we gonna live? Are you gonna vibe with, my extended family? It could be the second date and I'm immediately like, is there a future here? I am not and cannot be a let's just have fun kind of girl.
She's weird, but she's right. You have to see all the red flags. You have to see them. You have to see if you can have a future with that woman. If something, just think about this, guys. If something annoys you about her, and it's not something just small, petty, just think about how much it will annoy you in 3 years, in 5 years, in 10 years. If you're arguing after, 3 weeks of dating, a month, just think how you will argue after a year, after 6 years, after 10 years. It's not okay.
How do people date like that?
A lot of people ask, why is dating so hard for you? For me personally, dating is so hard because the standard that I am looking for is not easy to find. Now, when I say that, I am not talking about how tall they are. I'm not talking about how attractive they are. I'm not talking about how much money they have. I am looking for someone who, A, wants to be a family man. That is their number one priority, is having a family, being a provider for that family. Being a provider does not mean that you're a billionaire. It means that you want to have family and you want to take care of them. I'm looking for someone who has a relationship with Christ, who values giving their life to the Lord. One thing that might seem superficial, I am looking for someone who exercises, but that really has nothing to do with their outward appearance. It has nothing to do with having a six-pack. It has to do with respecting your body and caring about your health. That is extremely important to me. I am looking for someone who wants to be a husband and who wants to be a father. In this
And she's lying. It's not just that, guys. Because if it was just that, she wouldn't be single at her age. She's thinking about those characteristics about the guy that she's already attracted to. So she has a guy in her head that she's attracted to, and she wants that guy to be as she describes.
Age, those traits are very hard to find. It is very easy to find a hot, rich man. That is not what I'm talking about. And I personally would rather...
Okay, ma'am, this is very backward. There are so many Christian men that want a family, that would love you, that want to provide for you and the kids. There are very few good-looking rich men.
Stay single and just dedicate my life to Jesus than settle for someone who does not have those traits. That's all.
By the way, ma'am, if you're so set on religion and wanting a Christian man, a religious man, let me just ask you this. Are you a virgin? Because I'm sure you're not.
Your comment could not come at a better time because I just went on a Hinge date. We were talking about how I have this non-negotiable list. And he's like, let me see it. Let me see what I can check off as of right now. And we had been on a couple dates at this point.
Another woman with unrealistic standards.
I hand over my notes app and he's going through it and he's checking things off. He pretty much checked off everything on that list. And I'm sitting there like, what? And I'm like, this guy's great. I don't know if I see a future with him. But then, when I'm looking at the list and he's checked everything off, I'm like, well.
Yeah, but he doesn't give you the butterflies, so the list doesn't matter.
Well, that doesn't add up. Why don't I see a future with him?
Because you're not logical, ma'am. Because you base everything on feelings. And if he doesn't make you feel a certain way, even if he's perfect, even if he has everything on your list, he's still not the one, ma'am. Can you see, guys, they have no logic, nothing up here.
But he's checked everything off. So I've realized my list is just a bare minimum checklist of who is even qualified to just take me on a date.
Okay, so from that conversation, she thought about it a lot And she understood that she has to raise her standards even more, guys. Even more. Delusional. We're just going to skip this video because it's very stupid, very stupid.
There was something you said about 99% of the relationships where you see them, the woman is in charge.
Yeah, and this is just not only professionally, but in my own personal life.
Got it.
Among all of my friends and family, it's like the woman is the more powerful person in the vast majority of marriages that I personally seen.
Yeah.
This is why the majority of marriages don't last. Because once she can't see you as the leader, once she's the leader, she stops respecting you. That's the problem. And when she stops respecting you, that's when it all happens. The arguing, she will never be happy with anything that you do, and that leads to divorce.
Yes. Is there a possibility the reason why you see couples where 99% of the time the woman's in charge is because the couples where men are in charge are less likely to come see you?
Yes.
Possible.
Yeah.
Like I've said that I've seen thousands of marriages up close, both personally and professionally,
Yeah.
and I can count on one hand the number of marriages that I wouldn't mind being in. And what all of those marriages have in common is the man is the more powerful.
Wow, okay. Yeah, I didn't hear you talk about that part, so
Yeah, I
that's
didn't.
really interesting.
I haven't said that before.
It's a hard pill for some people to swallow, but I do believe that in general, men leading in a relationship is better for women and men.
Sure.
Of course,
I talk about
of
that
course.
on the channel. And in the book, using the idea of the balance of attraction, where there is the adored and the adorer. And in general, I think it's better for the women to be the adorer and for men to be the adored.
Yes.
And there's more power and control in being the adored.
If you're in your late 20s, early 30s, and you are still single, listen up. This is the piece of
Okay.
advice that I share with all of my friends who are single. I'm 33, so a lot of my friends
You can always tell by the glasses. You can always tell by the glasses.
are in our 30s, and if they're single, they feel like, what's wrong with me? I'm behind. Why can't I find someone? My clock is ticking, etc., etc. And I always look at them and I shake my head and I say, I think you're forgetting who you are. You could go date any guy, but you're not the girl who's just going to go date any guy. You have standards, you have dreams, you have visions that you want for your life. You bring so much to the table that you can't just go be with anyone that you just pluck off the street.
Okay, ma'am, then why don't you list to us what you actually bring to the table? You can't put that in words. You only think in your head that you bring so much value to the table. But you don't. And I'll tell you why, ma'am. It's because we don't value the same things as you value. So you want a guy that is at least as smart as you or smarter. You want a guy that makes at least as much money as you or more. You want a guy that is taller than you. You want a guy to look a certain way. We don't value the same things. We don't care if you have 10 degrees. We don't care about your money. We value other things. We value youth. We value fertility. We value how submissive you are, how fit you are. If you bring us peace, this is what we value.
And I think a lot of my friends look at themselves and like blame themselves when in reality, they just need a guy that's going to match them. And that's rare. It's rare on both sides. Like my friends are rare girls and the guys that they need are also rare guys. They can't just go be with anybody.
Ma'am, if they were actually rare, guys would be fighting for them. But they're not, so they're not rare.
I'm part of a WhatsApp group and it has women from all over the US who are single
Okay.
or were single at one time and we're trying to be intentional about their dating. And about 100 of us are in our 40s and beyond. And one woman just talked about how she's dating somebody who is iffy on wanting kids. And she really wants kids. She's 41, she froze her eggs. And it made me think about all these complications. There are like, not complications, but complexities, I guess is the right word. When you're dating in your 40s and you have a life that you want, and then you just try to bring people in that also want that same vision. But it's really hard when you've thought of a specific vision of your life singularly, and then when you start dating people, some of them might not have the exact same vision. And
So this is a very roundabout way of saying that she has high standards and the guys have to meet her standards. Okay, ma'am.
Where do you compromise and where do you not? And so this girl was talking about how she might, at 41, maybe she's going to give up her dream to be a mother and start dating these really nice guys that don't know if they want kids, and then they'll figure out the future together.
Dating in New York City part 2. So got lots of requests for more dating stories.
Okay.
So I went on a date with this guy and I got there. He was not nearly as cute as he was in his pictures.
Ma'am, you're wearing 10 tons of makeup. And when you make pictures, you also use filters. If you take all of that off, you don't look like in your pictures, ma'am.
And it was a wine bar that we went to. So I was like very excited to have a glass of red wine, couldn't wait. And he's like, what do you want to drink? So I said I would love a glass of red wine. And he's like, oh, I really wanted champagne. And I'm like, okay, get champagne. So he was like, are you sure you want red wine? And I'm like, yep, would love some red wine. And he's like, okay, I was really thinking that we could share this bottle of champagne. It's
Okay, guys, so the video goes on for another minute. I'm going to spare you the agony of watching it. Basically, she just argues with a guy because the guy wants to drink champagne and she wants to drink wine.
You know what's something that I feel like nobody talks about that's really hard about dating in your 30s?
Okay.
I was just sitting here drinking my coffee on my break in between my shows and thinking about the fact that I'm 33. So more than likely, if you're around my age or in your early 30s, you've seen multiple friends or family members who are around your same age go from dating somebody to being engaged to somebody to marrying somebody to being probably multiple years into marriage, maybe even potentially having kids with that person and having multiple kids and then being like in the depths of parenting with that person. And it's so challenging, especially if you have a lot of close friends that that you've seen go through these stages, to look at people's relationships and how strong they seem in different phases of life, and then how challenging their relationships become. So even people that you were like, oh, there are no red flags, they're super solid. Like, there's aspects where you're like, oh my God, like, does anybody actually like each other? Is anyone actually compatible? And I hope none of my friends see this.
By the way, guys, people don't just change after 6 months or a year or 2 years after you got married with them. It doesn't matter if you're a woman or a guy. They don't change like that. If they're a sociopath, if they're toxic, if they're a narcissist, all those traits didn't evolve in 6 months. They evolved from childhood, guys. So she was like that from childhood. She was just lying to you. She was just masking her narcissism, her toxicity, her whatever. So you have to see the red flags. You have to see if she's lying to you. Those guys that got married and now they have problems, they didn't look for the red flags. That's the problem. They start dating, and even if that person is not good for them, they fall in love and they start overlooking the red flags. And they'll say, oh, we'll make it work because we're in love. And then after 6 months, a year, they get married, or 2 years. And then after 3 more years, they get divorced. That's the problem, guys. If you see the red flags, if you're objective, you will see if that woman is lying to you, if she's crazy, if she's toxic, if she's whatever. Nobody can lie 24/7, and nobody can change in 2 years. No, they were like that from the start. You just didn't see it because you were blinded by love, or you ignored the red flags. That's the problem.
And are offended by it, well, there's a B. But it is so hard to watch that and then be in the stage of life where you're like making some of those decisions that feel so heavy. Like, when you're saying, okay, I don't see any red flags, but look at all these other people that didn't see any red flags and look at them now.
Yeah, ma'am, you don't see red flags because you don't know what to look for. And people are good at lying. This is why you have to be objective. You can always spot the red flags. Nobody can lie 24/7. They will mess things up. You just have to wait and not be impatient and not fall in love after 3 months or not get married after 6 months. And in time, if you have a normal relationship, you will always see the cracks. Nobody can lie to you.
I'm 31 years old and I don't have a boyfriend. For the most part, I'm good. Like, I've built a life that I'm so proud of. I have so much independence and I'm at peace for the most part. I'm surrounded by so many people who love me and I'm so grateful for that. But I won't lie and say that it's always been easy. To be honest, sometimes I feel so far behind, almost like I've missed some invisible deadline. And the worst part is there's this...
That's your biological clock, ma'am. Even if you don't realize it. Your body is telling you that you have to hurry up and find a boyfriend and get married and have kids.
kind of quiet shame that shows up at events like weddings or baby showers. Nobody has ever questioned me to my face, but I feel like sometimes I want to explain myself and like explain why I haven't gotten there yet with someone. I know I shouldn't feel like that, and most times I don't. It's just that sometimes I'm like put in this box by society, and I feel like...
Of course, it's always society's fault, it's always man's fault, it's always somebody else's fault. It's never your fault, ma'am. Okay, hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.